Good evening, guys, and welcome to the October 1st, 2024 business meeting. If we could all please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you so much. We are joined by 5 of our trustees, our superintendent of schools, Dr. Timothy Harney, our assistant superintendent for curriculum and instruction, Mr. Robert Haas, our interim assistant superintendent for finance and operations, Mr. Luis Frontero, and our district legal counsel, Mr. M. McCarthy. As always, our district clerk, Ms. Suzanne Benetti, and our student rep, Haley Hendershot. As always, there are 2 opportunities for the community to participate during the Board of Ed meeting. The first is just before the board takes up its agenda, and the second follows the disposition of all agenda items. As always, if you'd like to speak, we ask that you come to the podium. We ask that you state your name. You must be from Bayport Blue Point. Any other people from outside Bayport Blue Point must be authorized by a majority vote. We ask that you keep that speech to about 3 minutes. And as always, the Board of Ed meeting is live streamed and posted thereafter to Board Docs. And you can follow us on Instagram at BBP School District. But before we turn it over to Dr. Harney, we'll open up to the community for any new or old business. Not hearing any. Dr. Harney, how are you, sir?
Very good, Mr. Miller. I think I'm going to move my portion, if it's okay, until after the student recognition, if we can do those first. All right, and then we'll go from there. Sorry, Mr. Haas. So saying that, first of all, I'd like to congratulate all of the students that are here today. We have some recognitions that we'd like to make, so we are extremely proud of you. So welcome. So with that, I'm going to turn it over to Mr. Haas, who will, along with Mr. Walcott, will be recognizing some of our high school students.
Thank you, Dr. Harney. I do want to congratulate our 6 students that are being honored this evening for their academic achievements, but I am going to turn it over, actually. You turn it to me. I'm turning it to Mr. Walcott. I will call up Ms. Kame, who's going to help with the certificates with Mr. Walcott for our student recognitions tonight.
Thank you. So we'd like to call up Lily Foreman from the College Board National Hispanic Recognition Program. Congratulations, Lily. Congratulations. Just as amazing, we'd like to call up Anna Foreman from the College Board National Recognition Hispanic Recognition Program. We'd also like to call up CJ Kane, College Board National African American Recognition Program. Juliana Kirby, the 2025 National Merit Scholarship Commended Student. Kevin Verticana, the 2025 National Merit Scholar Commended Student. And we also like to call up George Rogers IV, the 2025 National Merit Scholarship semifinalist.
Well, on behalf of the Board of Education, we want to say congratulations and thank you guys for working so hard and representing Bayport Blue Point so well. So one more time, congratulations. We do have a very special presentation tonight for special ed, but no one will be offended if this is the time you want to go home. We definitely understand. So have a great night. Congratulations, and thank you so much for coming. Thank you, guys. But we will turn it over to Dr. Harney for his superintendent report.
Thank you, Mr. Millen. Again, congratulations. Very prestigious awards given by the College Board, so congratulations. If we can just, as they're leaving, give them one more round of applause, please. Very proud of you. So my report tonight, I'm going to leave all the student stuff. I'll leave that to Mrs. Hendershot down there. I'm just going to give a couple updates, and I don't really have all the information, but I wanted to give you stuff that is being talked about now up in Albany. So this past weekend, I was upstate at a superintendent's conference where you get to meet with a lot of different people from state education. And you may have heard about some of these things, and I just kind of want to bring them to light so people can kind of pay attention for them. So currently, you may have heard about the Blue Ribbon Commission. The Blue Ribbon Commission is taking a look at graduation requirements, and they're really talking about changing some of those. And over the last year or so, New York State Education Department has done surveys. They've had, as I said, they've had a Blue Ribbon Commission or / committee that have been looking at how a student may graduate in the future, moving away just from it being regents. There may be another, for example, maybe being able to do a portfolio assessment or maybe through an internship. These are all things that are being talked about. So really what I wanted to bring this up is, from my understanding, is the Blue Ribbon Commission is going to be making a recommendation in November when they're talking about a timeline going forward that will be made to the Board of Regents. And from there, we'll have more information. So there is absolutely more information to come, but it is one of those things, if you are more interested in it, you should look at it through the New York State Education Department. And as I said, it's called the Blue Ribbon Commission, as they're taking a look at this. Another thing that they're talking about, you may have heard over the years in terms of APPR, that is something that they are changing in terms of the way we evaluate principals and staff. Again, that is something that we are still waiting for regulations to come out, which will probably be sometime in March, but that is just something that is being talked about at the state level. Two other topics that they're starting to talk about is, one, they're talking about regionalization. So just recently, I want to say it was in September, mid-September, all districts in New York State received something from New York State basically saying that we had to provide some data to the state, and it varies. It varies from offerings that we offer to students to testing results to our teacher to student ratio. It's a pretty involved form that all districts are being asked to submit. And our deadline is for November 1. This information that they are gathering, my guess is they're trying to look at it with the ultimate goal of really providing equity for all students across New York State. But they are talking about looking at how do you work with your fellow districts to be able to offer students more opportunities, more offerings. So that is something, a lot more to come on that, but that is something that was being talked at the state level. And then the last thing that was being discussed, which you've heard me talk about last year all during the budget process, was foundation aid. If you recall, the Rockefeller Institute was asked, or charged, I should say, by Governor Hochul to take a look at the foundation aid formula. If you followed myself or Mr. Frontieri at all during last year's presentations, we continuously talked about that they were using outdated data to calculate the formula, and it's something that we've talked about. We've talked about the Save Harmless. That was something that was going to be possibly removed in the future. But really where we are right now is, so the Rockefeller Institute was charged in taking a look at the formula. We had members from the Institute meet with superintendents and basically said they are making recommendations. They are due to the governor on December 1st. From there, my guess is the governor will create her executive budget, which usually comes out that third week of January, and some of those recommendations may be part of it. We have no inside information on what is going to look like or what is going to become part of the formula. The only thing we were told is it'll probably be something that happens over a number of years as opposed to the formula changing all at once. I'm not sure if that is good or bad. I don't know how it will impact Bayport Blue Point, but it is definitely a concern of ours because you've heard the governor talk about in the past about declining enrollment, and it's been no secret. Bayport Blue Point, along with many, many districts on Long Island and New York State, have had declining enrollment. So it'll be one of those things, even as they were talking about us, they're trying to make small changes, but anytime you make a change to a formula, that is a very involved formula, in which the foundation aid formula is, there is always various impacts that it will have on different districts. So we are not sure what does that mean or what does that look like at all. So more information will come out. So really November and December, we're going to be getting a lot of information related to this regionalization, the Blue Ribbon Commission, foundation aid. A lot of stuff seems to be happening at the same time. So just really sharing that. I'll take any questions from the board if you have any, just from my meetings up there. But that's really what I have for tonight.
Thank you, Dr. Harney. Any questions from trustees? Not hearing any, we'll pass it over to our student rep, Ms. Hendershot.
Thank you. So as the school year continues to progress, the schools of BBP are hard at work. At Academy, we had a wonderful open house night. Teachers and staff shared what to expect this year, and we appreciated seeing so many families in attendance. We had our 4th grade Native American in-school field trip, and students were able to learn about the past and present life and culture of Native Americans, as well as explore authentic artifacts. On October 2nd, we will have our Walk to School Day, a healthy incentive to get physically active by taking a walk or riding a bike to and from school. Finally, we wish all those who celebrate Rosh Hashanah a Happy New Year. Over at Sylvan, students in grades K through 5 had the opportunity to attend a bike safety workshop provided by the Suffolk County Sheriff's Office. Students discussed the importance of wearing a properly fitted helmet, as well as important safety tips associated with bike riding. Next week, as part of Fire Prevention Month, the Bayport Fire Department will visit Sylvan Avenue. We appreciate our community's first responders for sharing important messages about safety. At Blue Point Elementary, we also had a successful open house. The teachers shared valuable parts about the school day, and many families showed up to help build that home-to-school connection. BPE also wants to thank everyone who participated in Superhero Day, donated money and baskets, and/or attended Chalk the Walk to help with the fight against pediatric cancer in memory of one of BPE's superheroes, William Schultz. 8th graders at the middle school have just returned from Frost Valley, and despite the rain, the trip was a great success. The students showed amazing resilience, teamwork, and adaptability. The memories and lessons they learned will stick with them as they continue their journey this year and throughout their lives. In the week ahead, we'll host our first 6th grade movie night of the year on October 11th. 6th graders will be choosing a movie, and it will be announced at the end of the week. 7th and 8th graders will also have their activities that same night with opportunities to socialize, unwind, and connect with peers. We're looking forward to a memorable evening for all. Finally, high school students have been busy with field trips, fundraisers, and more. Marine biology classes took a trip to the Sunken Meadow Salt Marsh and deep dove into the importance of biodiversity preservation and the scientific method to apply what they learned in class to real-world environmental studies. Members of the BBP Connect Club hosted a trip to urban air with the new 9th graders. This bonding experience was a blast for all involved and truly reinforced the interconnectedness of our BBP schools. Additionally, the field hockey team's fundraiser for hydrocephalus was a huge success in raising over $1,500. Although getting pied in the face can taste pretty sweet, our students know giving back and raising awareness for matters dear to our community is even sweeter.
Thank you so much, Mr. Hendershot. Appreciate it. At this time, we'll turn it over to Dr. Harney for to welcome our special ed presentation.
Thank you, Mr. Miller. So just again, I'd like to thank everyone. As the last weekend we had homecoming, so everyone who made that day a success. It really was a wonderful day. We had great weather. We came out with a win as well. So thank you to everybody for that. Also, just a reminder to everyone that we have off Thursday and Friday. And also, anyone who was able to come out to Chalk the Walk on Sunday. We had to move it from Saturday to Sunday, but in speaking to them, they were able to raise a large amount of money, so I do appreciate everyone coming out and supporting them. It was a great day. So now I'm going to turn this over to Miss Ekstrom, and then she'll introduce everybody to us. But one of the things we've started to do each year is we kind of do a special education program presentation, really just to talk about the various programs that we have, and if people have questions or concerns on how you reach out to us and how we can kind of help you. So with that, I'll turn it over to Miss Ekstrom, who I know has a full team with her tonight. So thank you guys for coming out, everybody. We appreciate it.
Yes, thank you, Dr. Harney. And as you said, my name's Emily Ekstrom. I'm the Executive Director of Personnel and PPS here. And joining with me today are administrators for special education. So we have Miss Natalie Doyle, our administrator for PPS, Miss Katie Tirado, who is our elementary assistant principal, and Miss Kim Nair, who is our department chairperson for special education. And today we're really just going to talk about our annual programs and offerings in the Bayport Blue Point School District. And turning it on would be helpful. Thank you. And there it goes. Okay, so the purpose of tonight's presentation really is to inform the community of the availability of all of our special education programs and services that we currently offer in the Bayport Blue Point School District.
Hi, good evening. The district adheres to IDEA, which is a federal regulation, in addition to Part 200, which is our New York State regulation. And then we follow our local Board of Education policies to ensure that we are abiding and ensuring our students are receiving instruction in the least restrictive environment possible. If you or any community member knows of a child who lives within our boundaries and you might suspect has a disability, we are reaching out to you now and to the total community to please let your principal know, and then also let us know at the PPS office so that we can take a look at the child and see what we can do to support the child. It's completely dark. Okay, thank you. Some terms that you might hear in tonight's presentation is differentiation, and that changes the how for a whole class. Accommodations changes the how for specific students, and modifications would change the what for specific students. Sure. Okay. Okay, intervention services start at the building level. Each building has an instructional study team where teachers discuss specific students who are struggling. And from there, they come up with various interventions that are reviewed and then implemented in a general education setting. 3 avenues of support that we have here in the district are building level support, a 504 plan, and then also special education services. Referral to special education starts with talking to the parents or a teacher or principal, reaching out to the special education department. Consent for testing is then occurs, speaking to the parent. Evaluations occur, and then a meeting called the Committee on Special Education occurs where those evaluations are reviewed, and then it is determined whether a student meets the classification level, and then a disability is recommended or not recommended. For students who are recommended for a disability, then they would have an individual education plan that's developed or an IEP that would be implemented, and then that plan is reviewed at least once a year, if not more, and then testing would occur every 3 years.
If your child is deemed eligible, we have a variety of programs available here in Bayport Blue Point. We have a consultant teacher model. Resource room is offered kindergarten through grade 12.
Co-teaching, kindergarten through grade 11 for specific subjects only at the high school level. Special class 15-1 in grades 6 through 12. Special class 12-1-1 at the elementary level. Special class 8-1-1, various levels throughout the district, and our special class 8-1-2 at the elementary level. Just to give a brief description of some of our programs, the consultant teacher model can be either direct or indirect, servicing students with special needs who are in regular education classes. Our integrated co-teaching program is specially designed instruction to a group of students who are in a mixed group of disabled and non-disabled peers. Resource room is special education students receiving additional support from a special education teacher with a maximum of 5 students. And our special class has a designated ratio with a maximum number of special education students to staff and is taught by a special education teacher. For example, our 8-1-1 or 8-1-2 programs. In addition to our programs, we have a variety of services that we offer here in Bayport Blue Point. We have speech language services, occupational therapy, physical therapy, counseling services, behavioral intervention services, parent counseling and training, hearing and vision services as well.
If you suspect your child has a disability, please contact your child's classroom teacher, school psychologist, social worker, guidance counselor, or building principal. Below are some additional PPS contacts that may be helpful as well. Please check out our website. If you go to the Pupil Services tab, you will gain additional resources, information, and contact information. BBP is committed to creating community connections. To that end, we have our SEPTA organization. Our first meeting will be on October 7th at 7 p.m. at the middle school, and we hope to see everyone there. Thank you for your time and attention tonight, and if you have any additional questions, we would be happy to answer them.
Thank you so much. We appreciate it. Any questions from trustees? Not hearing any community members, any questions about the special ed presentation? Not hearing any. I just want to thank you guys so much. Truly appreciate you putting this time and being here tonight. How about a big round of applause for these 4? Moving on to the consent agenda. Are there any items the board would like removed from the consent agenda and placed on the regular agenda? Not hearing any. Can I have a motion to approve items G, H, I, J, K, and L? Ms. Conley, second by Mr. Johnson. Any discussion? All in favor? Opposed? Abstentions? Motion carries 5-0. Moving on to our regular agenda, we do have 3 items tonight. Can I have a motion to gratefully accept the donation from the All-County Block and Supply Corporation valued at $10,403 for our wellness garden? Ms. Conley, second by Ms. Pignataro. I just want to thank All-County Block and Supply. This will cover the wellness garden paver portion of the project, so thank you to Dr. Harney and thank you to All-County Block for making this happen. All in favor? Opposed? Abstentions? Motion carries 5-0. Can I have a motion to approve Michael Capozzi, Thomas David, Ron Devine Jr., Matt Highland, Michelle Kessler, Dennis McCarthy, Jen McCormick, John McQuaid, Patrick Grube, and John Sauter as BAC members for the 2024-2025 school year? Ms. Conley, Ms. Pignataro. Any discussion? All in favor? Opposed? Abstentions? Carries 5-0. And our last one of the night, can I have a motion to approve the second reading and adoption of Policy 4526.1, Internet Safety, and Policy 5551.1, Student Activities Funds Management? Ms. Conley, second by Ms. Pignataro. All in favor? Opposed? Abstentions? Motion carries 5-0. At this time, we'll open up to the community members for any new or old business that you want to bring before the board. Not hearing any. Open it up for trustee new business. I would just bring up last time we were asked a question about security here in Bayport Blue Point, and want to give it up to the board to see if you want to put it on the next agenda for a discussion item for additional security in the school district.
Mr. Miller, if it's okay, I would prefer to wait until November just because I'm going to the New York State School Boards Association conference and I'll have more to share after that.
Anybody have an issue waiting until November? So we'll put it up on the first meeting in November for a security discussion, and then we'll talk to Dr. Harney and have a conversation of the direction we'd like to move in. Anybody have any issues with that? Thank you so much. Any other trustee discussion? Can I have a motion to adjourn? Mr. Johnson, second. Ms. Pignataro, all in favor? Thank you guys so much for coming tonight. We appreciate it. Have a good night.